Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today I thought that we could do a sewing challenge, I guess, if you will. um, if you remember my fabric haul video, I said that I wanted to do a sunglasses tutorial. Um, and I found one where she says it's a 4 minute sew. And I really wanted to sew today. And it's during the week and lunches, dinner, all that stuff going on. So I didn't want to take too terribly long tonight sewing. So I thought that I could set myself a little timer and see if I can complete this project in 4 minutes. Now, I think in order to do that, I probably won't be able to readjust my camera to show you guys, show me cutting fabric and, measuring and, all that stuff. So I think we might, station the camera in a way that we can, accomplish this in 4 minutes. But I thought it would be fun to see if I can sew this up in 4 minutes. I have not cut the fabric out. The video that I'm using is by P&K Handmade. I checked the page to see if, the person has a name, but they didn't list anything, on their page with their name. And to be honest, I don't want to say and assume that it's male or female in the video. But you can watch the tutorial. It really is a fast tutorial. It is a 4 minute video, so it's like a quick watch, and you can see how she or he measures and cuts everything out. So I think this will be a fun thing to do this week. Give it a try and see if I can do this in 4 minutes. Watch. We'll recap and it'll have been like 3 hours later, like with the mat. But if I can knock this out in 4 minutes, then we can take advantage of the beautiful sunshine that we have today. And I still get to, enjoy my evening with my kids. Okay, I'm gonna set the timer. Sorry, I forgot to say that before going away. All right, let's see here. Start. Okay. All right, we're going. So 17 minutes, 17 minutes, 51 seconds, 64 milliseconds. Can you see? I'm beginning to think that maybe P&K Handmade meant 4 minutes of actual sewing time because cutting out the fabric is what took the longest to do. But other than that, it was a really easy, sewing project. I flubbed the sealing of the glasses. I will say that they hand sewed the opening close that you turned everything right side out in. And now I know why. So when I make this again, because I'm going to make several of these, I have so much scrap fabric. I could make one for like every holiday, Christmas, um, Halloween, Easter. um, but it was fun. I mean, I really wanted to sew today and get in some sewing time. I could have done a little bit better with my stitching, obviously. So I think what I'll do, and I'll have to pay attention to the video. I think next time I'll, I don't know. Because I guess they just do a better job of staying, trying. I did okay here, trying to stay on top of, that line, so you don't see it as much. It's a lot better over here. Like you can't really tell aside from the back stitching. I really did. I'll give myself a pat on the back for, staying in the line. But this was really fun to make. When I was researching different sunglass cases to make. They get really complicated. And this one was so easy. I think they did height was 19 centimeters and width, or was it width was 19 centimeters, height was 20 centimeters. Um, and that's for the interfacing, the top and the bottom of your fabric. So if you have any, amount of scrap fabric lying around, you can make this easy peasy. So even though I didn't sew it in 4 minutes, and maybe I did. I wasn't paying attention to the time that I actually started sewing this together. And I think most sewists probably, do actual sewing time, not cutting fabric, pressing fabric, all that stuff. I did use batting for the inside or the middle layer because I have so much of it left. I decided to get rid of some, so I put that in here. The video says interfacing, but my interfacing is really, really thin, and it looked so much thinner than what they were using. So I decided to opt for batting instead, and it worked out fine. Apparently, I can only sew batting when it's teeny tiny projects. But I'm so glad that I got to get some sewing in today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.